where you can enjoy 5 planets for the price of 1.
He loves to hear his own place is epic. He loves to flap here.
No doubt, but now I'm not sure why we're here. This place looks totally harmless.
Because Eggman loves to flap, plus secretly built amusement park equals evil foil.
True, it would be pretty hard to miss
Evil foil.
Oh no.
Wow! Plus evil foil. Or not, you can't be mad at this view. This place is taken to the next level. I'm just surprised that it was so easy.
It was easy.
Hello, happy people. Or meet me back on.
It was easy.
Oh, little aliens! Your voice chip is stuck. Stop talking and die! Yeah, got it, partner! Come on, here, you little varmints! Come back here! I'll get you! Hey, come here!
I'm sure what's going on, but I'm not sure of what I'm gonna do. Isn't it like metal verse?
Huh?
Hey, what's going on? Huh?
Now let me see here. Gotta connect the
Evil
to the.
foil.
I wish I knew where you are.
Oh man, that was crazy! Didn't you see? I absorbed evil foil and got powered up with like some kind of wild death. And after a few seconds they died.
I believe.
Huh? Okay, seriously? Shut your pie hole!
Right?
That's pretty much how we
Wreck.
time.
23, 24, 21. No!
It had been days since I last laid me eyes upon the illusion.
Y'all want fries with that? No! I reckon that hurt a bit. Wait a minute, I need to go over yonder. Sorry. Sonic will stop me. I know I say that every time, but this time really, Sonic will stop me.
Boss?
What?
Who you calling?
Sonic! Huh? He means the boss. Die! And Sonic here is going to him. It's like the boss was calling Sonic.
Great! I thought nobody would get that.
You're so smart. Release Sonic! At least I know he won't die! Bye-bye!
Guess it's time for me to start shopping.
Tighten this last bolt. Oh, there you are. Where'd you run off to?
Grabbed a bite to eat.
Oh, really? And they've got shopping here, too?
How's your translator thingy coming along?
I think it's done.
Coming shopping.
Okay. He says soda.
Yeah,
Shut your pie hole!
No, he's from a race of beings called wisps.
Wisps?
No,
Shut your pie hole!
wisps with a W.
Yeah, I'll just
Shut your pie hole!
No,
Shut your pie...
I just hear save them over and over.
Shut your pie hole!
When I was running around trashing robots, I
Shut your pie hole!
think I'll go save some
Pie hole!
friends.
Think about it. If you say so. I'm missing an arm. How much can it matter? I guess it can't matter much.
If I was in robot butt, Where would I be? Experience has taught me to investigate robot butt. Anything that glows. Experience has also taught me that the best way to solve problems is to kill butt.
Visitors are cautioned to avoid feeding, petting, or seizing any
Robot butt. Excuse me, giant killer robot? I'll kill you! I knew I'd say that. Let's dance. Hey, Tails. You missed the B-B-B-B-B-B-B-B-B-B-B-B-B-B-E. So, has Yacker given you any more information or limericks?
Well, first, remember this translation stuff is...
Shut your pie hole! Trust me, I remember.
So anyway, these aliens are made up of a really powerful energy source called...
Shut your pie hole!
No, really powerful energy source called hyper-go-ons. It's inside of them.
Like a battery?
No.
Shut your pie hole!
Well, sort of. It's their life source. You only got a taste of it. Look at what happened. Battery is sort of an understatement. Funny thing, it was first translating as...
It's that fourth Chaos Emerald.
Anyway, it seems an evil man, and you might know him, who they call Baldy Nosehair.
Baldy nose hair! I gotta remember that one.
I know, I've already written it down. Anyway, he's draining them of their power, all their power, and using it for an evil... aquatic mammal? An evil dolphin? No, a porpoise. Oh, an evil purpose.
That's intel. Keep working on it.
Hey, where are you going?
To find Baldy McNosehair. This park is huge.
Yeah,
Baldy McNosehair.
it could be anywhere.
Indeed I could, but I'm...
Baldy McNosehair. Tails, is that you humming?
Sonic! Look!
I did nothing at all! To get to me, you're going to have to go through...
Baldy McNosehair.
This turned out much better than I could have hoped, and I only used a small prototype.
Enjoy it while you can.
Oh, I will. In fact, the only way to make this better would be to have you two...
Tails, buddy, are you all right?
Huh? Where am I? Why is my nose hair tingling?
Baldy McNosehair.
Lousy, cheap alien energy. Huh? Ran out of...
Nose hair.
And I won't just control the whole universe, but one little punk. In the meantime, enjoy the park.
Ha! Pay up, Tails. I told you he had an evil plot, and coming here was a good idea. There it is, straight from Baldy McNosehair's mouth.
We didn't bet.
Dang.
Hey, Sonic, did you give the guy your complaint?
Oh, I think he was doing pretty good. What's up, Yacker? Did you get any more info out of him?
No, it wasn't either. Yeah.
Well, we know Eggman is going to use the energy he's stealing for a mind control weapon.
No?
You know how Eggman is getting all these aliens?
Yeah. At first I thought Yacker was talking about how
Baldy McNosehair.
was using burps to do it.
He is pretty gassy. Maybe the smell would knock him out? I don't know, something doesn't seem right with that.
That's what I said. It made no sense. Then I made a tiny adjustment and realized he was saying...
So, no burps. that's a relief.
Tell me about it. So basically, Eggman is using 5 tractor beam generators to hold their planet in orbit while he scoops the aliens all up.
Hold a whole planet?
Well, it's tiny, but still, yeah.
Okay, fine. Level 2.
So, if my math is correct, that leaves us 3 more of those bad boys to take out.
Nobody said there'd be math, but I'm with you, buddy.
We should get moving. Yacker says the aliens don't have much time.
I don't need you.
I reckon I will.
The theme of his park is racist.
It's more than a theme, it's a reality.
That's pretty low, even for a sleazeball like Eggman.
Some displacement of indigenous aliens and destruction of natural resources may occur. Eggman Enterprises responsible.
Hey, you getting any of that?
Yeah, they're totally freaked out. It sounds like they're in shock because of...
Dad!
Oh, no, wait, scratch that. They're in shock because of their planet's strange transformation and having been dragged across the universe.
Well, I still can't believe he kidnapped the whole planet. How does somebody do that?
They're saying it was either...
Dad!
or a tractor beam.
Yeah, well, I'm going to guess it was Dad shooting out of those generators.
If it was, I would get one for back home.
Dude, I'd get 2. Now, if everyone will excuse me, I'm going to put a stop to these... Dad! And there's the generator. No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me! We can save a lot of time and... Dad, if you just quit now! And try to be reasonable. Wow, sometimes I even impress myself. For a second there, I wasn't sure I was going to pull it off. Oh, who am I kidding? We both knew how this would end.
Are you talking to the broken robot who can't hear you?
Maybe. That's between me and the... Dad! See, the important thing here is the alien planet is free.
Absolutely.
Touché.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
I'm into doing fun stuff like movies, music, and podcasts.
And I also do fun stuff like...
Dad! Man, running past all those fish put me in the mood for sushi. I doubt Eggman had the decency to put a good sushi joint in this park.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, try the newest dining experience here at Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park, the Bucket of Fish.
That was Super Saiyan. Hey, did somebody here order a clobbering? Sure. It says somebody ordered an extra large clobbering topped with everything. Hope you're hungry.
Great job, Sonic.
You know me. I aim to please.
Well, I'm totally nauseous. I grabbed a bite. His cruelty knows bounds.
I have
a PC.
to shut down.